editing you. Good luck trying to figure out how to make this work. Okay. Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be reading all of A.J. Merlin's works. Recently I read Pretty Little Teas, and oh my god, it got me hooked. Like, literally, look at all the tabs I have in this book. Yeah, quite literally, every single page within this book has something on it that I loved. Anyway, I picked up Pretty Little Teas back at the end of July, and I was like, oh my god, this book, this series, has everything that I want within like a dark romance series. And it has quickly become one of my favorite books of all time. Like, this book got a 5 out of 5 for me. And if you don't know, I never rate things 5 out of 5. If it's a 5 out of 5, it has to be life-changing. And this was life-changing for me. So, I love this. But because I read Pretty Little Teas and I was instantly hooked, and Pretty Little Killer had yet to come out, which is the sequel, I decided that we should read all of her other works just to, like, you know, test out the waters. Because if I liked this one, I was pretty sure I was going to like a bunch of her other stuff. So, that is what this vlog is. There are going to be some spoilers for the latter half of this vlog, as I didn't really know what I wanted to do with this vlog, so it was kind of like kept spoilery free, kind of not spoilery free, just so you know. In addition, this vlog is kind of all over the place, as I am reusing clips from my August vlog, because I read a lot of A.J. Merlin stuff throughout the month of August. So there's just going to be like little recaps of the books that I did finish, and then the second half of this like vlog thing is going to be like more spoilery, because I decided to do like a reaction to all of the books I was reading. So that's how this is laid out. So we're gonna get into, I don't know how I want to put this out. I guess we will just start with, I guess, a little recap, because I definitely didn't do great in my like recapping in August. So we're gonna start with the things that I've read, the copies that I don't own, and then we'll get into the copies that I do own, and they're like over reviews, like they're the overview of what the book is, and then we can just dive right into the reading vlog of this video. Okay, so obviously the first book I ever read was Pretty Little Teas, and this is all about a college girl looking for extra money, and so she starts camming, and she then gains a stalker, and then, you know, things just go downhill from there. She gets 2 boyfriends. I absolutely adored this book. There is a tab on every single page, as I have already said. This book is fantastic, and I love it so much. This one got a 5 out of 5 from me, which is rare, as I've said before. You definitely have to check trigger warnings for each and every one of these books. They're dark romances. Do with that what you will. I adored this one. The sequel is Pretty Little Killer. First one, Pretty Little Teas. The sequel, Pretty Little Killer. The third one is called Pretty Little Monster, and that one doesn't come out yet. But as the day that I am filming this, A.J. Merlin put out a like teaser of sorts, and the third one has Oliver's backstory in it. Oh my god, am I excited. I also guess, full disclosure, I have not read Pretty Little Killer yet. We are going to do that maybe in this vlog, maybe not. I'm not quite sure, simply because I don't want the series to end, because I like the first one so much. And I figured it might be best to do a Pretty Obsessions reading vlog, so we are going to find out if I actually read this or not in this vlog. Oh, I think it's worth noting that I read Pretty Little Teas twice. Like, I read it once in July, and then like 2 days later I read it again. And then I read it again to tab it, so I read this book 3 times. Next, I read Depraved, which is the first in the Pleasure and Prey series. And this one is all about a girl who works at a like camping ground of sorts, and she gains a stalker. And I know that was not a good description of this, but that's essentially what happens. Because if I tell you any more, it would be a spoiler, and I don't want to spoil it for you because all of her works are really good. I gave this one a 3 stars as it wasn't my like favorite. I didn't really like Sloane, and it just wasn't my thing. I do want to read the other ones within the series. We just haven't gotten to them yet. They'll probably be in this vlog. I then read Vile Boys and Wicked Girls, which is the Not Their Toy series, which is a college Omegaverse duology where this girl name drops this pack, this notorious like terrible pack on campus, and then she becomes their toy for a semester, and there is a serial killer on campus and the stakes are really high. And the first book I gave a 3 stars. The second book I gave a 2 stars because the first book, the stakes were so incredibly high, and then the second book the stakes weren't that high and I was kind of disappointed. But overall, Not Their Toy got a 3 out of 5 for the omnibus version that she put out, which I really enjoyed. Like, she has Vile Boys as its own and then Wicked Girl as its own, and then on Kindle she has them together in the Not Your Toy like omnibus, I think is what that would be. I liked that they were both together because I could just blow through it. It was really nice to just blow through it. So those are the ones I've read. In addition, we're getting into the, you can go watch the rest of this video to go see the reading vlog portion reaction to the books that we have. But full disclosure, I did read We Tell Lies and We Keep Secrets in the Behind Closed Doors duology, I guess. This duology I actually finished last night as of filming this, and I enjoyed this. What did I give it on Goodreads? I gave them both a 4 stars, so there you go. We Tell Lies is about this girl who is kidnapped by a serial killer when she is about 12, and then she escapes said serial killer, and then she, a couple years later, goes off to college, and now she is back. And then the day that she gets back, or like 2 days after she gets back, there is a murder. And it's just a little too coincidental that another murder happens the day that Parker gets back. So that is the mystery that surrounds the town of Ashwick. And then the second one follows the aftermath of what happens in the first one. And oh boy, do I love these books. They're not as great as Pretty Little Teas, because I love Pretty Little Teas, but they are high up there. And they're not tabbed just yet, but we're gonna go tab them right now actually. And then further on into this vlog, I don't know how long this vlog is going to be because this is already 13 minutes, but we are going to be reading Owned by the Lost Boys. I'm not even going to read the back. All I know is that this is kind of sort of inspired by Peter Pan, and then whoever the main girl is, I don't know her name, it's not on the back, she apparently saved their lives, or they saved her life. Either way, she doesn't remember what happened, and they own her. That's what it says on the back. Anyway, we're also going to read this one, and then I will probably update you more on like what else we're going to read, because we're going to read everything that she's ever written. There are a couple things that are not currently out in the world that I do want to read. Okay, Don't Be Scared is a Halloween standalone. It's MMF. There are horror vibes. It's kinky as fuck. Crazy possessive guys, serial killers. Don't Be Scared releases next month in September. Don't quote me on that, because there is no release date that I can see on her Instagram page, just so you know. Additionally, Delicious, the Pleasure and Prey book 4 is not out yet, so I can't read that. So we're not reading that, obviously, because I don't have access to it. And then obviously Pretty Little Monster, book 3, not out yet. Don't know when that's coming. But it's Elijah's backstory, and Elijah? It's Oliver's backstory, and I'm so excited for that. See, I turned off the camera. I thought there wasn't going to be a reaction. But as soon as I turned off the camera, there were reactions. So, love that for me. What is wrong with you?
I'm very curious to know what the fuck is wrong with Everett. I'm very curious to know what is wrong with him. It was set up in the first book. He's a weird dude. And I need to know what he's done to make him so weird. I also wish we knew a little bit more about Kane. We know that he's from Upper Michigan now. We know that he's a serial killer. I have yet to see him do anything that bad. Sure, he stalked Parker in the first book, but it wasn't that much of, like, bad stalking. Sure, he dealt with his protege's dead body when his protege was murdered. Meh. I have yet to see him kill anybody. I have yet to see him really do anything of substance. Yeah, I've yet to see Kane do anything of substance. I also don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. The vibes are spooky, though. I don't think I had anything else to say. I think I'm gonna go keep reading. I'll update you in a little bit. Oh, we're gonna get to. I think I'm on chapter 10. I turned off my fan for you so we could speak about this. We just learned that. Okay, there was a girl named Maggie, and her daughter was killed by the town of Ashwick, and she came to Ashwick looking for answers because her ex-husband was the father of Amanda, who was Maggie's daughter, and Maggie's daughter was killed by this town. And we're always curious about, ooh, how did Maggie end up getting, not Maggie, how did Amanda die? She apparently had 7 mysterious cuts on her body, and her body was accidentally mixed up and cremated, so her mother couldn't do like an investigation as to why her daughter was stabbed 7 different times. But we just learned, well, we just got confirmation that Everett's parents killed Amanda, Maggie's daughter. And I think, based on the evidence that we've seen in the book, that Everett knows because Maggie made videos that she could, release to the public and reveal all this truth about Ashwick. And now Parker is going to find those tapes. And it's just, the murder mysteries are mysterying. I don't know what I'm going to do if Everett knows about this. He has to, right? He has to know about this. I don't know how he's going to avoid this with Parker. Like, it's very evident that he can't get away from this. Especially if the girl died in his basement. But I don't think Maggie was right in the head. I think Maggie was a little bit depressed. And a lot psycho. This looks weird, but we have an update. The mysteries are mysterying. And Officer Holly, Chief Holly, whoever the heck she is, she's not a good person. This whole town is in on whatever happened to Amanda. And the evidence that Parker was looking for is gone. It could still be out there. I know Holly said it was gone, but it could still be out there. And Everett definitely is in on it. And Kane, still don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, Kane probably is in on it too, or could be in on it later. And Parker is the last one to know about it. But the most important update that I have for you is that the cat's name is Serrano. Anyway, bye. Howdy, we're back. Anyway, I guess I'm just confused, and I'm now 52% of the way through this book, and, like, I'm 52% of the way through this book. Wow. My curiosity is at an all-time high. We haven't gotten an answer to what Everett is going through, why he hasn't answered Parker's questions. We don't know what is wrong with Everett yet. Kane is still not that bad of a dude, even though he's a serial killer. I don't know. Amelia's weird. She did go through something, like, horrific. She lost a child. Anyway, Daryl, what a douche. I hope Parker loses it just a little bit and snaps at him, because he's an ass. If you have a preferred name that you want to go by, and someone who doesn't know you accidentally calls you by the wrong name and you correct them, that person who misnamed you should call you by the right name. I'm just saying. Okay? Okay. Great. I'm gonna keep reading. Okay. See you in a second. Everett's coming over. Which sounds like I know a dude named Everett who's coming over to my house right now. Not the case. Everett in the book is coming over, and I figured you might get a good reaction to what I read in the next few minutes, so that's what we're doing here. That doesn't sound good, but okay. Oh my god! What? What just happened? What did I just read? You're telling me the whole town is in on it? The whole town. The whole town is in on it? And the whole town is crazy? The whole town is in on it. The whole town? It's like, I think in the last book it said it was like 600 people. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember what happened in the first book. 600? No, it couldn't be. No, it couldn't be. No, it couldn't be. The whole town is in on it? The whole town. You're telling me the whole town is in on this? The entire town. And no one thought, maybe it's a bad idea. No one thought this. Also, I guess I have to go back and read it, but how old was Amanda when she died? Because if she just so happened to stumble into Ashwick, sticking her nose where she didn't belong, how old was she? Somewhere between 16 and 19, because I think that's how old the other girls that were killed were. That's how old the other, yep, you know what I'm trying to say. And then, Parker was the youngest, at like 12. The whole town is in on this? It's currently 3:10 a.m. Like my wallpaper. It's the best photo I've ever seen of Function. What chapter am I on? I am on chapter 19 now. I am 65% of the way through. And you're telling me the whole town? Wow, this is an ugly background. I'm so sorry. The whole town is in on this? The whole town. The whole town. The whole town? These people are insane. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm gonna go process the entire town being okay with this. Yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. Howdy, I'm back on my bullshit of asking questions, which probably have already been answered, because I'm already in the second book. Why did Cain buy a house here? What was so appealing about Ashwick? Why are you saying Ashwick? It's Ashwick. What was so appealing about Ashwick that Cain was like, yeah, let me buy a house here? What's wrong with him? How can everyone be okay with this? And if everyone is so secretive about this, why would they let him buy a house in the first place? Everyone in this town is in on this? No. No. Could they? The whole town is in on this? The whole town. The entire town. The entire town. The entire town? The entire town. I guess I'm just flabbergasted that the entire town is in on this. Is okay with this. Maybe they're not okay with it, but it's because supposedly there have been less and less killings over time. But not the point. Definitely not the point. Back to like the 50s? There's probably so many bodies. Anyway, I'll be back again, hopefully with a reading update, not just more questions. I have 30 pages to go. I think I have 30 pages to go. I'm in chapter 26. I think it would be interesting to see my reaction to the end of the book. Everything is going down. Amelia's insane. Don't know if she killed her kid. I don't think she did anymore. But she does like Summer, and that's a little creepy. Scott killed Lauren, or Lauren currently dying. Lauren's dead. Kane is gonna kill Sheila. Everett's gonna help. They're all at the church. We're gonna find out what happens. Ready? Go! Honestly, 4 stars. Pretty good.
Okay, anyway. You saw me freaking out about how this whole town is okay with murdering people in We Keep Secrets. These both got a 4 out of 5 stars from me. I you saw my face at the end. I'm just so, I don't know, I was so blown away by the, like, how okay this town was, and and Parker killing Daryl at the end. Oh my god, good for her. Good for her. Don't know if okay, you know what? I'm not even gonna talk about it. Yes, I am. If I loved a man enough that he was a serial killer and someone else was gonna go and turn him in, I'd kill that man. I'd kill him too. Does that make me weird? Absolutely. But that's okay. That is okay. I am a little disappointed in the romance aspect of both of these books, and I'm a little disappointed in Kane's, like, presence overall. I feel as if Kane was kind of just there for shits and giggles. Like, okay, obviously he was a serial killer, but I never saw him kill anybody, so I don't know if I can call him a serial killer. He told me a million times that he was a serial killer. I don't believe him. I felt like there could have been more towards the romance aspect of Everett and Kane and Parker within this duology. Like, I just felt like I was missing something to make it a dark romance. It didn't really focus on the romance part. However, I wasn't mad because I was really invested in what happened to Parker in Ashwick. Yeah, I wish there was a little bit more romance in this, but if you don't want something that is, like, romance heavy with spooky, small town, big mystery cult vibes, this is definitely for you. I fully enjoyed it, like 1,000%. Okay, now that that is out of the way, I think we're going to read Owned by the Lost Boys. I don't know much about this. I know that 5 of them either saved this girl. I don't know. They apparently saved this girl. She doesn't know it. She's now theirs. That's all I know. I'm gonna skididdly-doo and go tab some books. Okay.
Hey, hi, hello. So I started. Nice. What is this called? Playing with Knives. So far, I'm not really liking it. How far are we into it? 9%, chapter 4, page 92 out of some number. I'm not really enjoying it. I don't like the main character, Willow. She's very. Well, first of all, she's a kleptomaniac, which I can relate to because I used to be a kleptomaniac until, I beat it out of my system. I don't like her. She's just, I don't know, she's very brash, and I don't know, there's something about this one that I'm just, like, not clicking with. I have a question for AJ Merlin, because I obviously know she's watching this. Why have all of her characters, except for maybe in Not Their Toy, and maybe the first one in the Pleasure and Prey series, why have all of her characters worn a red t-shirt? Every single one of her characters has worn a red t-shirt. It's very prominent in Pretty Little Teas. It's, in the Behind Closed Doors series, Parker wore a red t-shirt sometimes. And now Will is wearing a red t-shirt. I just don't understand the significance of the red t-shirt. And it's happened enough times. 3 times for me to notice. I don't understand the significance. Is that her favorite color? Does she have a favorite t-shirt I don't know about? Do I need to stalk her social medias to figure out the significance of this t-shirt? That's my question. Or am I reading too much into it and it's just a red t-shirt? What is it called? I don't know. Whatever book we're talking about with Willow. I don't like how all of the boys, except for maybe one of them, Asriel, they all have a Y in their name. I don't know about you, but I find it incredibly hard to differentiate people within books when they have names with a shared letter. I know that doesn't make sense, but the only example I can give is from Zoe Abrams' Crescent Spell, where there was like an Adrian, an Ian, and someone else with an an in their name. It was so hard to discern who they were. It's kind of hard to discern who these people are. Like I get Asriel because his name is different, but then there's Lysander and Nikos and someone else. I don't know how to discern them, and their descriptions didn't help. So anyway, I'll be back. Ooh, what an ugly angle. We're on chapter 9 now, page 85. It's 12:15. Not that you care. It's getting better. I still don't really like Willow, but she broke into the Airbnb that these guys are staying in, and she almost got caught. And Lysander definitely knew she was there, and then he broke into her house, and it's just I don't know. I don't know. But I'm liking it now, so we're gonna see where this goes. I don't know about the brothers. I don't know about the whole their whole, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, this is also a bad angle. Don't look at me. I don't understand how we got here. I'm now on chapter 17, page 167, 36% of the way through. Willow got kidnapped. She killed a man. She got rescued by the pack, and then they just kind of left her. And then she's now in Chicago, and she's now looking for them, or she will be looking for them. So my question is, how does Willow expect to find 4 men, even though she knows all of their names, in a city that has 2.7 billion people as of 2020? The logic is not logicking. The math is not mathing. Yeah, the math is not mathing, and I'm confused, so. Okay, first of all, Willow is a terrible thief. Every single time she's stolen something, well, not every single time, but for the most part, a lot of the times that she's stolen something, she's been caught. And apart from the time where she stole the papers out of the lady's pocket, even then she was caught. But Willow's is just a terrible kleptomaniac. She gets caught every single time. And then this cop has obvious beef with the pack. And either the pack killed, like, his wife or his brother or something. Like, he's clearly, like, this detective clearly has beef with the pack and is going to come to bite them in the butt later. I know I'm at the halfway mark right now. In chapter 31, 69% of the way through. Willow just got out of the police department, so there you go. I'm enjoying this, but not as much as I enjoyed her other ones. So I finished Playing with Knives. The name of the book? I think so. I didn't really like it. I'm pretty sure I gave it a 3 out of 5. Yeah, I gave Playing with Knives 3 out of 5. I didn't particularly like this one. I don't know. Something about it just didn't click with me, and I just didn't like it. It wasn't for me. I think one of the things that turned me off about it was we went from very small town to Chicago. And I have nothing against Chicago. It was just kind of whiplashy, and I never got the answers that I wanted from the questions that I had, and Willow getting a cat made me sad. So that's why I didn't like this book. Hello. It's been a hot second since we've talked, since I started this vlog. I don't know when I stopped, but I know I was burning myself out on all of AJ Merlin's things, so there's that. I don't know what the last thing I said is because I haven't looked at the footage in a long time, but we are going to be continuing on with this vlog. I know it's exceptionally long. I know. Trust me, I know. Oh, I started
Delicious last night, and it's really good. It's delicious. We are following... I'm out of breath. Whew. We're following an ex-cannibal and a cute little photographer, and yeah, I'm almost done with the book. I could have finished it last night, but I had too many thoughts. They were not great thoughts, so I had to stop reading. It had nothing to do with the book. That is beside the point. Moving on. I'm really liking it so far. I think I'm like 70% of the way through right now. I'm gonna finish it later today, whenever I finish doing what I am doing. Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it. I realized I didn't read the third one, Vicious. I didn't read that one, which I really thought I did. I really thought I read it last year, but evidently, according to my Goodreads, I did not read it. And to be honest, it makes sense because I kind of burnt myself out on AJ Merlin. But that's my fault. I kept reading her back to back to back, and I shouldn't have done that. This is also going in the AJ Merlin vlog, so I kind of burnt myself out on her last year, and I'm not enjoying this book as much as I could be because I burnt myself out on her a couple months ago, and that is not her fault, that is entirely my fault. Yeah, it's a very weird, like, I'm enjoying myself, but I know I could be enjoying it more had I not burnt myself out on her a couple months ago, but I don't know how to explain it, okay? I don't know how to explain it. So, there's that. I'm loving it, though. I love the ex-cannibal part. I love their cute little relationship. I'm not entirely sure what is going to happen in the last, like, 20% of the book, because I have 20% of the book left, and I don't know. A lot has happened. Oh god, I forgot her name. Sailor. Sailor has run into poachers. The first dude that Jed killed, Taylor, whoever, they ran into his brother, who, crazy. Yeah, so I'm not entirely sure what the last little bit is going to be, but I'm excited to find out. So I'm going to go finish that, and then I'll come back with my final thoughts. I will see you in just a second, okay? I finished Delicious. I am gonna go back and read Vicious in a different vlog, even though I was 1000% sure that I had already read it. I know I was gonna read Don't Be Scared and Pretty Little Killer. I changed my mind. Those are both, well, Pretty Little Killer and Pretty Little Monster, which comes out the day that I put this vlog up, the 29th, the leap year. That comes out that day. I think they're gonna get their own vlog when I'm not so burnt out on AJ Merlin, which is my own fault. I really shouldn't have read literally most of her works back to back to back to back. That's on me. Okay. I have 4 minutes left. My camera's telling me 4 minutes left on this SD card. This is also the wrong SD card, but that's okay. This vlog, quite long. I'm gonna wrap this bad boy up right now. Obviously, we all know Pretty Little Teas, my absolute favorite thing that I've ever read in the past couple of years. I love Pretty Little Teas very, very much. I also really like Behind Closed Doors. That series, fantastic. It's mind-boggling. I really like AJ Merlin's works. I think she has a very creative mind, and
I found a new favorite author, and I am well fed. Eventually, someday, I really hope that she releases Not Your Crime. I'm really interested in that one. That one seems very cool. When I'm not so burnt out on her, I'll get to Don't Be Scared, Pretty Little Killer, and Pretty Little Monster. There are other works that she's made, obviously, I've said somewhere within this vlog. Maybe I'll read those in the future, I don't know. I'm a mood reader, and sometimes it comes to bite me in the butt. Okay. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I know this vlog was kind of long, kind of all over the place. I started making this vlog many months ago. I'm not sure exactly what's coming next, but stay tuned. Hopefully. Thank you. Alright, I gotta go. Bye!